Alright, hit the button. That means I'm going to make a video. Yay! Alright, maybe it's that great an event. So again, I do splendor. I whatever, ponder sometimes the preposterousness of how little, how, few conversations are taking place in this medium. I should be inundated with video choices. And, sadly, the pickings are thin. So anyway, be grateful that I'm doing this, I guess, because there's really so few that are. So anyway, that is really magnificent. That's the only good thing about all these trees that come down. It creates stuff like that. I mean, that's just, what a piece of art. I mean, just as interesting as you can get, sort of. I mean, visually interesting. It just grabs your eye in so many ways. I should film this at night or something from different angles. I mean, it's got this little peak going up. Just so interesting. Just so bizarre. Anyway, so there's going to be lots of that stuff in 10 years. Anyway, all right, on to the video presentation. So anyway, we're back on this. It's not the God subject directly, but it's just this idea of free will again. And this agenda God, this personally motivated God, and you just say, how could an intelligence be eternal? A perception of reality, even, in terms of this eternalness. Because you do get smarter as you get older. You acquire more and more information. You filter more and more of the information you have. Everything starts condensating, I guess is the better word, inside your brain into a very pure mixture. It's repercolated and refiltered and repercolated and refiltered. And your brain space gets cleaner and cleaner, more direct. The associations get more and more solid. You become kind of more articulate. And then, of course, you get to be about my age and things start falling apart and you get less articulate, and that sucks. But anyway, that's besides the point. If you were eternal forever, even 1,000,000 years, I mean, it's almost hard to even imagine how perfect, my perspective would become if it has 1,000,000 years of percolation, 1,000,000 years of refinement. The nectar, the byproduct of that synthesis is going to be incredibly coherent and direct, and the statements would be just unassailable in a way. I mean, everything would be refined to a perfect vernacular, so anyway, a God in this position, right? We can't even. This is something, to use William Lane Craig's word, unfathomable from our perspective, and yet the God they create seems cartoonishly superficial in its motivations. It seems like these gods get angry and are driven by ego. This kiss my feet kind of attitude. Thou shalt, revere me and obey me, and I won't have a conversation with you. I won't be more intelligent than you, and through my intelligence convey understanding. I won't do what intelligence screams as its obligation, which is not to reduce itself to the level of the thing it's talking to, but to talk to the thing in a manner that's going to elevate it, that's going to give it understanding, that God wouldn't want to be understood rather than obeyed, is incredibly revealing that this is a man-made construction, that God has no representatives of his word, because they are representing a fool and a buffoon and a very human kind of God is represented by most religions, is postulated, or whatever the word is put forward, is put on the table by what they're offering. Doesn't seem like a highly elegant intelligence, of purified, perfect nectar of sweet intelligence. These gods seem, again, too human, too ignorant, too unaged, too unmatured, childish, and so that's a real problem. But this whole concept that this God would have something called a free will, it's just such an unintelligent concept. The very idea of making choices that aren't dictated by logical process, and the fact that there's always a right decision. There's always a better decision, a better way of doing something. There's always a straighter line to get from point A to point B. There's always a higher efficiency. How to put this? Obviously there is the perfect straight line. I'm just saying that usually most of these things are not within our access. So in saying there's always, I'm presuming the task is difficult to do perfectly. And certainly this idea of creation, this way, this does not seem perfect. Even the Garden of Eden wasn't a well-told story. What exactly, what do you mean, lions lie down with lambs? How did that work? Lions sat around eating carrots going, what's up, Doc? I don't think so. So it doesn't even make any sense. It ignores having to construct that story in the bounds of reality, in the boundaries of the reality that confines us. So it doesn't have much relevance to reality. Just this idea of a motivated God. Motivated by what? Exactly. What's motivating God? What's the compulsion? What's the perceived need? What's the perceived accomplishment? He had to make himself friends that he hangs out with in heaven, but they're all uglier than him and shorter than him and have fewer powers than him, so he can feel superior. Is that it? Does God get beaten at any board games? Is he a graceful loser? Yeah, come on. What does he get off on? Come on. It just doesn't make any sense. You can't have it. It just doesn't work. So you have to come up with an explanation for the mission statement for the God. The experiment has to be doing something. Curing some disease or making better cement or something. To do an experiment, to conduct the human experiment without a mission statement would be preposterously unintelligent, unacceptably impossible. That's a good enough word. It can't coexist with the concept of intelligent. Do things sloppy and reckless and with heavy losses. Deer snorting at me. It doesn't go anywhere. So anyway, probably enough of a video. Should run. Just having one of my rougher days. Can't see worth shit today. Anyway, So anyway, whatever. Ugh. Brain trouble. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. So enough. Whoa. Sorry. Yeah, just give you a taste of my world. Anyway. Yeah, it's really probably enough. I think we'll forego on any conversation with the cicadas. Very rough day today. Oh, you got that right. It's really rough out here in reality. You know, all you people, you academically live, la 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 la. But you know, this is where the cicada meets the the dirt path, baby. It's rough out here. Do I have my ass? Yeah. Oh, thank goodness for that anyway. At least I didn't die with my ass off. This poor sucker, his ass fell off. There's all these exploding asses all over the place. I'm glad I didn't have an exploding ass disease. Well, obviously I had some other problem. Yeah. Well, that's nice. I can have a little lie down. Yeah. That's very relaxing. Thank you. Yeah, well, do what I can. Try. Was God trying? Is this definition of God trying? Oh, I won't even tell them about microbes. And I won't tell them about that plague disease being spread by the fleas. And I won't tell them nothing. I'll just leave them in ignorance. And let them whack each other's heads off. Because I'm God. And I'm such a great guy. Oh, please. Yeah, sorry. Not even close to reasonable theorizing. So anyway, till next time. And such. So forth and whatnot. Bye. Very nice here. Peaceful little spot. Piece of pot rubbish there though. Gotta get rid of that. The bridge to nowhere over here. It's actually a sub-development over there. Flies in the face. Flies. God would invent that. I don't think we need horse flies and gnats and all these other kind of bugs. Maybe 10 varieties of bugs would be sufficient, I think. Alright, anyway, till next time.